All right, minor technical difficulties with the count, but whatever. We're live. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. I don't know why the countdown's not working. Hopefully, we're testing with the mics right now. Is there any audio? It's not playing at all on there. Okay. Well, just all kinds of technical difficulties today. If anyone can hear us, type in a comment. It doesn't show any viewers. Is it loading? Okay.
Probably takes a minute.
We'll give it a second. I don't know why the countdown looking. Okay, that's exciting. Let me see if it's working on mine.
What's the YouTube channel? HatchMan.
Oh yeah, we're live. I see it. Now it shows the countdown, and it took it away. So I don't know why it was. Anyway, we're live.
Hi.
Welcome to Happy Hour with HatchMan. My special guest, Michael Gombert.
Yes, sir.
Gombert. Welcome, buddy. This is first time coming to my bar, and first time meeting here.
I know it's the first time we've ever met. I've heard a lot of you through Eric.
I know.
And then new person. I stayed at your cabin.
right. We talked on. That's a funny story too. So I have an Airbnb. Yeah, we talked on the phone. That's how you got to my. I was talking with Eric, I think, and then he passed the phone to you. I told you about it. We have up north, and it was funny because my wife's really particular about like who we book off the platform, like not through the stand one.
Yeah,
that's a good friend of mine. Don't worry about it. He's really good, Like, but after your stay, I was like, I've actually never met the dude.
Some random guy. I fell on Craigslist, you know.
So it was a good time. But dude, welcome to Happy. Super excited to get to know you, even find a little bit about what you do. So what's your spiel? Who are you and what do you do?
I'm 6'4". I love walks on the beach. I think the best.
Making me look really short here.
My shoes off, so I'm fine now.
Help me out a little because I'm only 5'11". So
I love. It's what I do. My girlfriend doesn't even know what I do. She called me yesterday. She's on the phone. Like she's like, hold on, manager's here. Yeah. Can you help? And I was like, so I totally work. Two different sectors. So media is kind of what I do. So everything fights to paid media or the whole deal, graphics, and then also credit line.
Okay.
So that's what we do. It kind of pairs very well. We're helping a lot of companies, and then we take that and go, hey, how can we help you save more money? Yep. And that's how we run into it.
That's cool. So it's a combination media marketing plus the card processing.
Yeah, it's
like an all-in-one.
Yeah, it's two separate entities.
Okay.
But they kind of very well together. So the sales team for fleecing and sales processing.
Okay. What type of clients typically you work with? Like service based or product based?
Yeah. So
credit card processing, obviously.
Everyone. Yeah. But orders like a lot of convenience stores for the processing. A mixture of e-commerce. So to the marketing side, we do a lot of websites, right? Anything else. So overall, our developers have made over 30 sites.
Holy shit.
So it's very so we help anyone in that space, everything from like mom-pop shops up to like most companies.
Very cool. Very cool.
So it's a cool. Someone needs a website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that, man?
So okay. So I was a YouTube partner on Reach 13.
Okay.
So that's how I got the media stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I started, you can't use your name to make money. So I stopped playing that.
College
now
anyway.
You can.
No one
cares. So I did that, and then got cut from football. And it was all ASU.
Oh man,
appreciate it.
ASU.
You were from ASU?
I actually had a full ride scholar academics go to ASU, and then I just never went to class. So
that was my answer.
School was not for me. I straightened my career. I always say I'm ASU. Technically, I could have gone there.
Yeah.
I just never went.
Degree, do you?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I do. I just need a license, so I just have to have mortgage license done, and that was pretty easy to do. I don't need school.
I dropped out, so
nice.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I feel like entrepreneurs and people the type of space where you just kind of your own thing. Like school has its purpose for sure. Yeah. Like I'm against learning, like and I'm not against learning, but like just the standard, fee. It's what I thought I wanted. So I was going to go in and get like my business management degree and all that other stuff. But I'm like, I figured out most of it along.
That's the biggest thing. Like money and stuff like that. Like the girlfriend never went to college. She makes over 6 figures. Absolutely. 22 years old. No, she's 23 now.
Hey.
It's like you don't really. I think the two classes that I ever went to.
Yeah.
Was in accounting.
Okay.
Only things, because you understand technology, like terms enough to talk to your accountant, so you don't sound stupid, and enough for the law to know you're not getting screwed.
Exactly.
And so that's what it was.
Breaking any major rules.
Exactly. Yeah, I went, did that. I was like, hold on, I don't accept video, so I started vlogging.
Okay.
And then
when did you start blogging?
2019, 2020, around there. So I was 19. Okay, so I was age 19, going to be age.
Yeah.
I don't know what year. I'm born 9. So I'm pretty young.
You're so young. Making me old man over here.
How old are you?
37.
Oh, yeah. Did you wear dinosaurs at school?
Yeah, I did. So now it was right after the dinosaurs, but before cars.
Okay.
So,
I like it. Yeah, the Flintstones car. You can run with your feet.
Exactly. Our feet with the Flintstones mobile.
So. Okay. Yes. So vlogging, kind of showing my life outside of all, trying to figure out this on thing. Started vlogging. I'm kind of sad I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Kind of waiting to do that, but
you still can.
I thought about doing it. I talked to Eric a lot. I want to kind of get back and start doing it again.
Okay.
But so started doing that, and then another marketing company. Can you make us videos for our client? Yeah, I can do this. It's awesome. $1,200 a month. Easy. And I found out I can do it myself, and I was like, oh, bye guys. Left, and then that's why I met a small 5'8" man from Louisiana.
Okay.
He made my website, and I was, hey, I have other people sites.
Yeah.
And so I found out later, no clue how to make websites.
Okay.
He was outsourcing it to another company, and they ended up buying later.
So he was doing it, but he's using somebody else.
Exactly.
As a glorified middleman.
Yeah, much. And then he's became one of my really good friends at his wedding. And
very cool.
2 years later, they are.
Now you guys are in business.
Exactly.
Bleak Sleek.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing the shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the shirt. You got to represent. I got the hat. We got the. Well, that's cool, man. So you just it's funny how things happen, and a couple of things that you said kind of snake when it comes to like. I know like a lot of break into whatever business, or if entrepreneurs are trying to figure it out. Honestly, for me, like at the end of the day, it really does come down to connect. Like so that you met, like you guys started that, and the fan that the more people you get to meet, just start to make little things happen. And so that's just kind of how that happened. I'm just always interested in how.
Well, everyone says like your network's your net worth, and it's a very like saying, but like it's very
it's very accurate.
Like if you need someone, I'm gonna contact the friends. Say, hey, do you have someone for this? Do you have someone for this? Like. You told me where to get.
Absolutely.
I go punch up and then where to go. And so it kind of comes down to really who you know. Like how can you expand it? Because I'm not gonna trust a friend across the internet.
Definitely.
Like I'm gonna see 10,000 ads a day.
For sure. And I think that's one of the other reasons that like social media and kind of took off. As much as it is. Again, like looking at you and like the top 500, we don't know what their tastes are. Like you're going to a restaurant and it's got a bunch of 5-star reviews, there's a good chance it's going to be good. But if there's only a handful in there, like people's tastes are, you don't know like if they what type of food they enjoy, and like it's better coming from a friend. And so like that's why like people you meet, if it's somebody you trust, and like, oh, this guy, he knows his bourbon. If he says they good drinks, then that's where perfect. I'm going. So
I love looking at reviews because normally it's one of the two. It's a friend, family. Or something writes a review. It's really good review. Fantastic, amazing. Or it's a really bad review. Mm-hmm. And so it's like there's no between on it. It has good reviews, but in general it could just okay place.
No, for sure.
Great. See photos, stuff like that. That's why business is so important.
Oh, absolutely.
For businesses.
Yeah, it all comes to that credibility, right? The review one thing we focus on is like client has a good experience, so try to get them to just get that 5-star review on Google, and it just helps boost that credibility.
We'll talk about like businesses. This is such a big thing. No one touches it.
No, and it's free. Yeah, it doesn't even cost anything to do Google My Business. It's great. We've
got a realtor from having a presence too on the top one. Absolutely. In 3 months. Yeah, just posting on there, making it optimized and really what it is.
I agree, man. No, it's funny because it's a younger person's test, because most of the time I'm talking to guys my age or a little bit older, and so. We're used to the old school, like door knocking, like that type of marketing. And there's a place for that type of stuff. Yeah. But if you're not using like social media and the internet and all of this tech that we have available to us, again, a lot of it doesn't even cost any money. You just time and learning and the chance to get in front of like again for your product, you can go to the door and in 2 hours you could probably probably get a hold of what within
Maybe.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Post a video online and you blast it out everywhere. I mean, we're talking thousands of views of people that will see that. So it's just a smarter way to do things.
Well, we did tests. Like I see you're posting a bunch of social.
Oh,
we
yeah.
did the same thing. I was posting one, two times a day. That for a straight month. Just seeing testing it is. We got our biggest month that month just from that one.
So if I
be like, I saw it again. Exactly. Like, and it's like I go more after. There's some companies I'm like, all right, you can do paid ad. But majority I'm like, if you just make social and people just see your face every single time.
I'm telling you, social is so great because there's so much. But that's the thing. Like you have to because what I was doing is I was just posting a video either once a week or once every other ever, and then and that was it. Like I wasn't engaging with anyone. I wasn't trying to grow my audience. But like social's designed to be social. It's like if you go to a bar and hanging out happy hour. Exactly. If I just sat here and just drank the whole, didn't even talk to you, like it would be awkward as hell.
Well, it's like, and it's very true. Like there's people talk rhythms and how they hit it. Well, if you just like it the same way they want you like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's all about engaging with the people that somebody post me or informative or whatever it is, like comment on it, and then you start to engage with them, and then adding more people, like finding a friend of a friend. So like it's a constant thing. Like if you're engaged in it, so you focused the last couple of months about actually engaging, spending time, talking and commenting to that I'm interested in. Yeah. And I've noticed it's gotten a lot better. Like so the videos that I'm posting, like I'm finally starting to get actual leads from. They're not just like, oh, cool video. That doesn't do it for me. Like, thank you, but
just like post it.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like people like one video. Is one video make me money?
No,
it's not gonna make you
definitely
money.
Doesn't.
Because a comedian said this perfectly. It was like I can put up show to have no other videos for people to watch.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go, oh, this is awesome. Well, then I died because they can't watch anything else.
Right. Now
so
it's
like
over.
I have a majority of my videos kind of mediocre. Sure. I have really good.
Right.
That's going to be then right to the rest of my videos. They watch and they follow.
Absolutely. Well, and everybody's into different things. I try to have a good variety. Still showcasing my personalities. We'll do some funny ones. We'll do some ones like the Texas video with the change and stuff. Like, it was great.
It was talking like that.
I think blew up. Like I posted it for the first thing in the morning before I left. By the time I got to my office, which is like 30 minutes from, I think I had like 75 comments or something to respond to. I was like, wow, like just a simple, like, I'm licensed in another state. Again, I could have just done that. I could and said, hey, I'm licensed in Texas, and it probably went anywhere. But because we had some fun with it and we did something a little different, like it just got more attention. So it's you have to find that happy medium. Like, what do people enjoy? What are they going to engage? Also have it being formative and help them out.
So exactly. There's a guy named Ryan Pineda. I don't know if you know who he is. He's out in Vegas. He posted a video today, construction outfit.
Yeah.
And this usually talks that.
Okay.
And he goes, if you want to stand out with your video, make it stand out. And he's literally wearing a construction outfit.
Yeah.
And this is weird. Why is
nice.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I see his videos all the time. I didn't watch that one. I was like, construction.
Yeah. What's going on?
It was perfect. It stood out. And I was like, that's fantastic. It goes back to your Texas one.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Something. So that's cool, man.
I like it. So how long have you been doing loans for?
And so I've been doing mortgage loans for 8 years. Oh. It's easy to keep track. I was actually working as a bank manager back in the day, and I quit. I was just tired of the this, like, I was tired of them telling me what I was worth, and you can only go so far once you, like, I was trying to move up, and I feel like I was passed over. It's all like, who knows who's who, and I'm not willing.
There's a politics behind it.
Yeah, it's a little bit. So I just kind of sick of it, and so somebody told me a mortgage position. They're like, it's commission only, but that just is as much as you're willing to work, is there's no limit on the income, and the idea really, I was really like that idea. Like, so I was my ass as a bank manager, coming in early and late, working all the time, and the same salary, probably less because I was young and newer in the position than bank manager 20 years that shows up at 10 and every day. And so I'm like, why am I busting my ass for this? Like, if there's nowhere to go. And so I put in my 2 weeks notice. It was about, a week before my daughter was born.
That's a great time.
So my wife about killed me. She's like, "Oh, so we're having a new baby, and you quit your job for a commission only gig where we're not going to." Yeah, basically, that's what I did.
Yeah, it turned out pretty well.
So it worked out. When you put yourself in those situations, like I had some money set up. I pretty much knew I wasn't going to make any months, and so I just didn't know it was going to be most of that year. So that was, it was
always had his
trial by fire, man. So I had no other option because it was work or go back to the bank job, and I'm going to do that.
Well, my favorite thing about commission-based jobs is it's really a snowball effect.
It really is.
So you know money your first year.
Mm-hmm.
So you make 6 figures, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, oh, wow. Because it just takes such building and learning.
Yeah.
That's like, we're training up sales people right now for they're like, well, how much am I going to make? I'm like, it's going to take 6 months.
Yep.
You're going to make no money for 6 months.
Yeah.
You may make $500, $600.
Well, it's an investment in your, like, everything is an investment up front, whether it's time or whatever it is. And so you have to look the, short-term investment based off that long-term goals.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm like, I know I can do, I know what it takes. Like I understood the finance side of things and that sort of thing. And at the end of the day, it was a lot about just helping people save money, helping them get into a house. So like it's these little financial puzzles that I get to solve all day.
Yeah.
And so I love stuff like that. And so I was hooked immediately, and just first year sucked. I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the toughest years of my entire life. But following year, I doubled my income. Yeah. And then doubled it again, and I've consistently been able to almost double a year since, minus last year. Last year was a current market. So first year than the year prior, but again, it's, this is my first time going through the waves, and yeah.
Which this year? Do you think we're going to a winter, or you think it's going to be media?
I've got some good thoughts on it. Based on, and I've made a few, but I really think right now we're in a real time for home buyers, because it's momentarily kind of a home buyer because home sales have slowed down, price dropped. We're seeing more reduction, so that's causing the media is having a frenzy with it. Like, we've got a crash bigger than 08. I mean, there's no lugs
being 08, but 08 was such a internal.
There's so many things that happened prior to that could have been stopped. It was just, everybody was asleep at the wheel. And so the problem we have right now is the Fed has put the wheel when it comes to inflation. Like, thought it was like, it's fine. And until they started aggressively taking action, and they even said it themselves, like they're willing to go. That's why they've been doing these rate hikes so crazy. But it actually has been helping. It's been bringing inflation down. We're supposed to more core numbers out tomorrow.
Oh, beautiful.
My prediction, you heard it here. May of this year, see rates drop to like mid fives, like 5.5. And
right now.
We're right. Mid to the most part, low to mid sixes, depending on all that other good stuff.
Makes sense.
That's still, we're 2.5% in interest rates than 1 year ago today. And that's a drastic difference. Like, rates really don't climb that high that fast. So right now, everyone's kind of being very, it reminds me a lot of when COVID first hit. Everybody was really cautious. So now is the calm before the storm. I'm telling you, it's not going to be as bad as COVID, because rates won't go down to 2 and 3. But we're going to go to 5. We're going to go to 5. What happens? It's going to create a new buyer, which is then going to flip the seller's market again, and they're not going to be able to get like, we're going to see multiple offers. We're going to see sellers no longer paying for closing costs. So that's my prediction. The data that I'm looking at kind of shows that that's will happen. But again, there's so many cards that can happen that can change things. My prediction.
Well, two things on that. So wasn't the average around 4 or 5%? But we got 2-3% during COVID.
It was, yeah. So there's a couple things you can bank on, and you can look this up. Again, I've done videos on it. So you look back at the 30 years of recessions throughout it. 30 years, 100% of the time during a recession, interest dropped. 100% of the time, every single instance. So all the data that we have right now shows that we're either in a recession or we're entering a recession. So it happens, interest rates are going to drop. And that's the tough part, right? Because they don't really get the data that we until after it's already over.
Like
so
it's like, hey, later.
Yeah, we're in a recession, guys. Like,
who's left out of it? Was it fun?
So COVID's a perfect example, right? COVID was the perfect storm of all of that happening. As it was technically a recession, because again, we were at home, there was massive layoffs. Like, COVID was a recessionary time frame if you look at the economic thing. And so because rates were already low and the Fed doing anything about inflation, I mean, this is either zero or close to zero for
free money for the whole entire time.
Absolutely. Well, after that, they were buying $trillions of mortgage-backed securities. Trillions.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like $10 to $12 billion a month they were buying. So they're these mortgage-backed securities on top of the Fed rate being at zero, on top of us being in a recession. That's why we had 2% and 3% interest rates. So it's not going to happen again.
Because I know in the process, they're scarce who they bring on.
Yes.
I think the same thing with mortgages.
So what's really interesting in the world right now is we have banks that are completely exiting the business.
Yeah.
For example, they're like, we're getting out. We're getting mortgages.
I see that. Yeah.
And so that I'm honestly not entirely sure what to think about that. I think for them, they're a pretty conservative bank.
Yeah,
so they might just say, you know what, we're not going to play in this space now.
Who are the big players?
Yeah, but places like Chase and B of A are still in the space. But then you've also got private investors and big banks, private banks buying up real estate left and right. Like there's
local banks are
absolutely. There's a stat saying that by like 25% of all single family homes will be owned by specifically to rent. So that kind of tells you something too. I mean, these guys think long term. They understand that the value is in real estate, 3-4 years from now.
The entire East Coast,
right?
Pretty much. Who's the big? I saw a report say a big company. So they're
Goldman Sachs.
It was Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs.
So a bunch of money aside to buy single family homes.
They're one of the
Can you just rent a company? You have to work. And the problems, nothing. Just rent us. Give us $3,000 a month and so you pay your mortgage.
Well, absolutely, because they see the value in it. Because one of the home ownership in general, and I preach this also, like, you have to live there for the most part, right?
Exactly.
So unless you're living with family or your friends, and you have some sort of situation, you're either going to be or paying a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, well, if most people can't afford a mortgage, or if they're not going to be able to qualify or whatever, we're going to pick those up because they're going to get the rent payment, whether it covers or not doesn't even matter to them.
It's easy to rent.
Well, absolutely, because they know the equity's going to be there. They know that asset 5 years from now is going to be worth a lot more. Even I think we're going to be 6% appreciation year over year here in Arizona. I really do.
Think of it. It's like it's the only space unless you build up.
Yeah.
There's really nowhere else to go. Like that's why New York's so expensive because it's so much higher. Out here we're completely fine.
Mm-hmm. And so that's an interesting thing too, because if you look at everything at the end of the day, it comes down to supply, and it really does. It's that simple. It's how much of it. That's what determines price. That's what determines everything. So right now, there's not a huge for houses. Even though there's short supply, and that's what's causing current slowdown. So again, the second that flips, it will, because once interest rates drop, that new demand, there's still not houses being built or available for sale to meet up with that. So when that happens, that's when it's going to create another frenzy.
My girlfriend's mom said the construction and building, the concrete guys you look at, they're not busy at all. They have no jobs.
Right.
So like looking at that supply and demand, man's like. I have a feeling my pick. I want to kind of hear what your thought is.
Yeah.
Is it going to make the house prices go back up when they aren't building more homes to on sale? So you think it's going to pump back here in like fourth quarter of 2020 here in first quarter 2024. But I've always learned this with the market or in the stock market. No one really understands. No.
Crypto's so new. There's data to track trends yet because
Eric knows my love of crypto.
Oh yeah, no, we get crypto conversation.
Eric's saying nope, not liking that.
Not into crypto.
I think
it has a future. I think crypto has a future. I'm still not sure what it is. I mean, I'm sitting at myself.
Yeah.
I've got some Bitcoin and some other stuff, but like I'm just not sure how it's all going to work. Fears of regulation. There's so many wild cards in it right now.
I got some stuff to show you off.
And the problem is if the government involved, that's where there's going to be a problem. As long as it can stay privatized is right now. I think there's an absolute future for it.
I've touched into it, and a lot of private banks have. If you look at patents being developed, I don't know which one, but there's some banks that are implementing the technology into the banks, which I think is an idea.
No, absolutely, because the tech itself is amazing. Like the whole blockchain and all of that. Like
NFTs, I don't know where it's going to go from there, but like.
I think NFTs are the future too, man.
Do you think those instead of contracts and houses?
I think NFTs are going to be really big once the rest of the world kind of figures out how they work. Because right now, joke to people,
it's a JPEG, pretty much it's a JPEG.
But they have utility, like they have things you can do. So
concerts,
right? Which, if you think about it, ultimately that's what current like our money, it's really worth anything. Like it's
fake.
Fake. You're getting it for some value. So that's our that we all end it that way now. And so once people understand that it can be used that same way, I think often the people that jumped on them in the beginning are going to kill it. Like I said, Gary V's a genius with that stuff.
He's I look at Gary Vee and Hermosi, the two guys I look at to see what the next trend is, because they're so ahead of it.
Right.
They're like, why not look at what they're doing? And go, how can we using the same technology? Like we have an inside company called COP, which is like creative art proof. Because it's true. It's true. That's how the offer. Like, hey, I'm gonna go to you. You're creative. I saw your video. And you have for, hey, I offer this to people, and then why should I trust you?
Right.
You have all this social proof behind it. That people go, close by. Yep. It's a simple formula.
Absolutely. No, I'm telling you, it's wild, man. So there's lots of difference to make money. I think, and it's just a matter of education and finding opportunity.
It's patience and persistence. That's how I look at that. But we just finished old fashions. You're about to grab.
Yeah, because we're low, so we need a refill here.
So okay. If I should go to, mine's Buffalo Trace.
Mine's Maker's Mark.
Or what?
I mean, if it's just going to be straight Makers, just because I know they can't screw that up.
just put. Are you big cube or round?
So I like big cubes as long as it's clear ice. Like I'm such a snob when it comes to this crap now because I have my own stuff.
Smoky ice peasants.
It's so bad. Like if I go to a cocktail bar, like I have to know that they know how to make cocktails before I'll order something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, bar it's just going to be either Makers on the rocks or just make great most of the time. Like it doesn't even need it. Rocks.
It's like higher proof because you scared. Okay. So his cabin, right? He goes, I left you. I was like, oh, such a nice guy. And I'm with my cousin, and we're probably half through the bottle. I'm real risky guy when I saw the cubes. This guy has a cube in his freezer. Over the freezer, boom, it's right there. Big cubes.
Those are the cheap cubes.
Big cubes. I had to refill it halfway. We poured halfway through the bottle. Like, okay. I look at him like, you missed this. Yeah. I have two. I'm on half a drink, a drink and a half in.
Feeling this.
Look at 21 proof.
Yep.
And I'm drinking this bottle and it's Jameson. I was like, oh Jesus.
No, it's got to be at least proof. Like the higher the proof, the better. But it's got to be
32 proof right there.
Yeah, this one, what we're drinking right now is 116.8 proof.
Okay, I don't know. The 120, this right here burned my lip.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's 20.
I was like,
see, that's interesting though. So I first tried that bourbon. It tasted like straight up apple juice to me. I thought it was delicious, but then the second it hit my belly, it was on fire, and that's what I like. Goes down smooth, and then it just in your belly.
I was feeling the pain inside.
Yeah, I love it. Well, so I get tattoos. I like pains.
You can tell I have 0 tattoos, and I'm pale as shit.
It's all good. We'll get you there.
Oh my gosh.
Still young.
Only 23. What are you 24 next month? Oh,
so young. So young.
I'm
yeah,
sad.
I was a lot more when I was 23 and 24. I was a dumbass.
One thing I look at. I hear that a lot. I was in Nashville. Guy saying the same thing. He goes, "Oh, I've never met 20 like him." Like all my friends are the same like me. So it's like the perspective of it. It's like you're looking at the wrong 23, wrong 24-year-olds, the wrong 8-year-olds, the wrong 18. Like I have guys killing it.
Yeah, they're just hanging out with the wrong people. I'm dying over here.
It's okay. You good? I got some more.
I'm good. That's not even the highest proof one I have. This guy.
I know that's what he said, and I was like, "Jeez,
132.
I don't know. About that.
Whew, I do water though.
Go for it.
Just a second. I gotta.
So while I took over, how you guys doing, mate? It's Michael. You're a bachelor. A fantastic wife. Just kidding. Not my wife. Eric, do you want to come in? No. Eric's like, I don't want to come in.
I'm gonna blame that on going down the wrong pipe. That just hit wrong.
Hold on. I like to earn you. Hold on. Got to earn you boost.
You got to earn your boost.
Do you try?
No, I've not. I've seen it. On.
I can't find. I went to this launch party.
Yeah.
I tried it back April when it first got it. When they first brought it down. It was just.
Oh.
And
it's an IPA or pale ale? It's an ale. It's an ale.
And I go almost every other day to Safeway. So I go into Total Wines. Can't find it. Oh. So excited to buy it. I literally have one can in my fridge.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to drink it yet because I don't want to get rid of it. So I want to hear the story. I've kind of heard from him. How did you get it?
Ooh, that is good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, do you want to come on then?
So those that are not watching can't see off camera, we have our amazing camera. You're welcome to make an appearance if you want, buddy.
We can borrow Mike together.
He's not Mike, but
come over here.
I've had Eric
talk
together.
Hello.
You tall bastard. Just making me. Should I just stand in the middle like a little kid? Like,
all right.
I'm the oldest one here. I'm old and short. Just an old short guy over here.
By a little bit. I'm second in.
So how'd you guys meet?
So this is a fun story because I want to say it was back when I was at the bank. When I was with a good friend, Jaciel.
We called him
Sanchez.
Giselle. That's what he introduced himself as.
We may have also called Sanchez was a nickname.
Last name.
So we just became really good friends when working at the bank together, and he was throwing a Halloween party. So I was either dating Heather or we were recently married. I don't remember which.
Was she Easton when you were you guys already?
Yeah, after we got married.
So I think you guys were already when we met.
I think we were.
I remember I was there when you gave news that you were having Easton.
Okay, so that must have been it. Yes, married. Jaciel was throwing a Halloween party at his house in it was in Mesa. And yeah, we just met him at a Halloween party.
Well, I don't remember meeting you because I used to drink a lot those days. But a lot of Jaeger. But I had a big Bertha mug full of beer, and I was just a nun. So
he was.
Was it a sexy nun at least?
I mean, I was.
Red beard.
But I was blessing everyone with beer the whole time.
That's great.
Like,
yeah, it was a good time.
That's where we met. And I was 21, 22.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was 20. No, 20. No, I was 20 because I was with an ex, and I was 20 going on 21 when I was with her, and I remember, and that I was hanging out at Giselle's house.
Okay.
Oh, it's 10 years this time.
Jesus Christ, we're so old.
But then
I was playing with fire trucks.
Yours. Actually, my son 11, so you were a year younger than my son is now.
Jeez. I was in no, I swear.
Okay.
I thought,
yeah.
I was like, I was 10 years old first time.
But I will say it was. Gee,
Hot one.
get him a sip up and an IV.
For real.
There you go.
Today. Don't mind me.
But I think our true friendship came around because I kept running into you guys over the years. Group dispersed, over time, groups dispersed. I ran into Heather's wife when I was working at Sam's Club.
Oh, that's right.
She walked in. I was being a greeter for the time being.
Yeah.
And we started talking, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And then I ran into you St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. So this is a good story. This is what I want to call it. So
because it's been about when Giselle got married, the last time I saw you.
We for years and then
years.
And so St. Patty's Day, and I do remember this very, very vivid. I have a shit memory most of the time. Like my memory resets every 60 days. But there's certain things that stick with me. So it was I think it was before Lily was born. So I had just my son, my daughter was born, and it was like Daddy's Day, and we had nothing planned. And it was like I think it was either 30 years old, about to turn 30. It was a while ago.
Yeah, I don't remember when I was like 27.
Okay, so I probably was. I was 29 or 30.
Yeah.
I probably was 30. And I remember it was St. Paddy's Day. Like, this sucks. Like, I'm an adult now. Like, I'm not going out and getting hooked up on Paddy's Day. So like we have plans. No, I think my wife was pregnant. She was pregnant with Lily at the time. Maybe. Yeah. So like we couldn't drink or do anything. And it's St. Paddy's Day. And so it's like, so I told my wife home from work, I was like, look, I have nowhere to go. St. Paddy's Day. I need to just get fucked up. So like, I'm sorry. So I'm home. I'm just gonna stop by this Irish bar, just drink for a little bit, and then I'll be home later. I was like, I need at least one green beer on St. Paddy's Day, just to prove I'm still like. And so I stopped TC's.
It was TC's in Queen Creek.
In Queen Creek.
I was there because I was hanging out with a cougar at the time, and she was there.
Yeah. I was just trying to get away for the night, just to try to be young for a minute and just, have a drink, on St. Paddy's Day. I'm a human being.
Green beer.
Yeah. And so this guy was there, and then we just got to talking, and then we just, kind of
we looked for hours,
chilled
and
the whole time together.
I don't remember where my was in life just yet. I think I just bought my camera, or I was talking about it. I was getting into content. I think that's what we were talking about a lot.
You were at the furniture store, I think.
I was still no, I was furniture store, but I started developing passion for photography and videography around that when I bought my camera and was learning it. I did all I was doing because then after that you told me about wanting to do content for you when you first started at Lone Depot.
Yeah, that's right. So yes, So yeah, it must have been I was born then, because I started at Lone Depot.
Yeah, I think Lily was already alive, and
it must have been it. I was a young parent. I didn't want to be with my two kids and wife on St. Paddy's Day. It's like a drink. Yeah, it was before. Okay, I didn't have this yet.
Sure chance that we ran into each other, and now
you were there with Moses, your buddy Moses.
I was Moses and my old roommate Alex.
Yeah, that's right.
Miss that guy.
Yeah, because I went over to Vito and I bought a few cigars.
Yes,
cigars on the patio. Yeah, it was a good time.
I just love that. It was such because we hadn't spoken to each other at all. Run into each other at night at this bar, and from there it snowballed into now. I am your content creator.
Right?
Now.
Yeah, absolutely. You make my video. So, let this be a lesson to out there. If you ever just have an absolute inkling where you don't want to go home and you need to go to the bar, it's for a legitimate purpose. You heard it here from HatchMan.
So I want to
tell you, it's gonna help our future if you just let us bar all night.
So I have both. So I see a lot of content because he shares all the time. He's always working on that. What is your strategy you're working with right now?
Oh, bro, I have very little strategy. So I'm serious. Yeah,
like you do, and it bugs me so much.
Yeah, I don't have a strategy. My strategy right now is just to put content every single day. Yeah, minimum 1 to 2 videos, and those videos will be whatever popped to my head for that specific day. Okay. I really have a massive strategy. Like, we have a ton of edited content right now. So like, we've been putting in the work. We are consistent as far as like every Thursday we're making content, a YouTube channel or for the short videos.
Yeah. In luck with that, there was a lot of before I came in that you did turned into media content. Yes. So now there's just like there's stuff from literally a year ago. It's dated last January. That's January that we're still pumping out there, but it's still relevant. That's the great bit.
My strategy is very wide net, right? About just getting lots of information everywhere, because once I get it all out there, like my YouTube channel, all of this is all about a year old. It's not new ads. So more of it we do. I figure if I can just flood the market with tons of content, 3-4 months down the line, then I can look at what videos seem to be best on what channels, and then I can get a little more. Mm-hmm. But right now, the only energy is just push out tons of content every single.
That's a great strategy. Do it. So there's aspects of it. I love you guys saying like you're triggering content with it. It's one of those things you can start posting three times a week, right? Mm-hmm. Bump up to like, hey, I can do once every week, once every day, right? Right? Do that for 2 months. Well, your followers aren't going to look at 90 posts down the road. You just take that content, you repost it. You're not going to change that much. Right. You shave your head, and well,
already
how to make the content with that.
Shave my head.
So there's different strategies you can do with it, like Excel sheets that we give to our personal, and it's 7 simple. I might mess them up, but it's like questions you usually get. Moments in your life, failures you've ever had, personal, like over. And you just make an Excel sheet with it. Yeah. And then when you're just throughout the day, you go, what's the question I can ask? You put in an Excel sheet. So when you Thursdays, you look at the Excel sheet and go, oh, I'm gonna record
this guy.
And it's every single video. Like one client kills it. He's a straight average when it comes to sales. Medical device sales. And teaches to it. Okay. Dude's insane.
Love it.
So we started doing is putting it out and stuff. I go in there, I'm like, hey, I think it's a great thing you talk. He travels a bunch. I'm like, hey, make it work. Like you're in the hotel. I'm about to. I was like, I'm not doing the workout.
Yeah.
And so I was like, a little bit personal, but put it in there. It's like that's gonna make a great. People are gonna save it. Save, shares, likes, comments. So
that's what you're after.
People care about, and it's average view duration.
It's engagement. Yeah, it's all engagement is what we're looking for. We're like likes and liking views or whatever it is. But you're looking for somebody to take action because of one of your posts.
And people are like, oh, the algorithm hates me. It's like, well, yeah, because it hates you because you have shitty content.
Because you suck.
Well, it's true. It's like if I'm gonna look, hey, I'm the social media platform,
and that's okay, right?
Have to be interesting because like it's. What is it? Medical sales, medical supply sales,
medical device sales,
mortgage lending.
Those are boring fucking topics.
It's not sexy, but you can make so much money from it.
Put your personality into it. Make it your own thing. You just turned out to really like doing content. Put it in there.
Made it part of my brand.
And you found a way to enjoy doing content. A lot of people are very nervous about doing it. But also, that's also when if you hire like me or Michael, we can go and start helping you strategize how to be more comfortable. And if you just give about an hour or so with you to make some content, I just need you to be comfortable in front of the camera for a little bit, and then I'll take care of the rest. I will make it, and then Michael will put.
Absolutely.
One thing I always say is this is my ads. This ad works every time. You're walking. Holding your phone in your hand because people feel like it's FaceTime.
Yeah.
So if you talk with simple captions, 88% people do not watch videos with sound.
I know. Yep. I did a video on that.
It's like
class on that shit, actually.
There we go. It's like big thing. It's such a simple thing to do. You don't need the Hermosi text where it flies up like mine does.
Except for TikTok. So TikTok, most of the viewers do listen on.
Correct. Headphones and stuff like that.
But most other platforms. Yeah, 70-something% do not listen.
But it does not mean no crappy audio. You see audio, it's good audio. For this.
Indeed.
I would rather have the quality video and good audio all the way around. I'm not gonna listen to it.
Absolutely.
Wireless mic for $300. One time payment on a live stream right now.
Investments to make.
That's what I use. I have a Rode. I'm actually switching to the GGI because I like it a lot better. You've convinced me.
These are best. I'll give you that.
So much
these are way better.
How's a magnitude guy yours?
No, yeah, you can't even see mine.
No, it's perfect. It comes in a nice carrying case that charges.
I would take my shirt off, but I'm blind every.
Oh jeez. Yeah, that's 18 plus, baby. So it's like just simple. I made a video about this. Like you don't need the fancy equipment. You don't need our camera. You don't need the $3,100. You don't need the nice fancy lantern we have. Like
90% Braden's content is on a phone. He only recently bought a newer camera, I just recently started coming in and filming for him.
In the beginning, all you need is what's already in your pocket, which is not that hard. It does decent. It does great video as long as you've got something higher than an iPhone 6.
Yeah. there's a something out there. It's like if you see a face over and over again, it becomes more trustworthy. There's a guy, or I have a guy in my dreams. I used to give a dream kid.
Yeah.
I used very directly. I used to him.
Yeah.
No clue. But it's the same concept. Where like you concept the same people in your recurring dreams. You acknowledge and you get comfortable with that person.
Yeah.
So like it's like
yeah,
drink up, baby.
This guy's asking for a drink in my bar. Come on. You know it's rain.
And so I rather like just make a video, even if it's really bad in the beginning, just post it because oh, you can get better. No one's gonna really look at your content.
Listen,
back.
Honestly, getting to that, your content in the beginning is suck.
Yeah,
you are going to suck on camera.
Yeah.
Not going
Yeah.
to be comfortable. But it's like anything else. We all have.
First
time you tried to write a, you sucked, you fail.
I killed it. I killed it. I went down. Okay, I did fall into the grass a little bit. Not much. I saw myself.
But no, like just be okay with the fact you're going to suck. It's like working out or trying a diet or trying something. You don't get immediate results ever. In anything where you get immediate results, a red flag, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Fast money is bad money.
It's bad money. Like it's just anything where you get nothing.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it's the persistence aspect of it.
It's like daily reps, man. What it is.
Oh, I love people like who said, oh, he's a networking guy. He's a marketing guy. He's super young, lives in Dubai. He made a video about passive income.
Yeah.
And he was like, best passive incomes for like 2023. First 15 seconds, he goes, is the best passive income for 2023. There's none. Like there's really passive, like they're really like
you're 23 years.
Yeah, it's like you're not like you have hundreds of dollars to spend on a rental property.
Right.
Like even I want to do that because I would love to hear more about it.
Yeah, yes.
So like put your energy into money, grow it where it's sustainable, and actually move forward with it.
Yes.
And be like, oh, cool. Push a button, 10 grand. Wow.
Yeah.
It might happen. Very rarely.
The lottery is the real place where you can do something like that, and you are ridiculous.
What the trade on Litecoin? Crypto is going insane.
Yeah.
And I got a friend like, oh, buy Litecoin. No, he meant like, oh, actually buy the physical Litecoin. I bought it on trade like MT4.
Oh, okay.
Which is like the leverage.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. It made a couple hundred. And I bought. He goes. You did what? I was like, oh, sorry. I thought that's what you meant. He goes, no. So like a lucky draw, and then you lose a bunch. You're like, all right, cool. I can't use leverage much.
No, I did.
I'll show you later. I'm $6,000 down in the leverage trade right now. Swing trade, babe.
Yeah, we can get into shorts and all. But
do you trade it all?
I do.
Leverage trade or like?
No. I'm very conservative. I'm such a conservative investor.
We have family now.
Dude, I'm pushing 40. Yeah. I didn't know this shit in my 20s. The smartest thing I did in my 20s was I bought a house when I was 3 years old. Yeah. One of the smartest things I ever did. It was right after the crash of 2008. It was in 2009. And I lost value in my home for the first 3 years. But I knew that into it. But I also understood that real is a long play. And I'm like, I have to live. So I bought a house. It was supposed to be me. I bought this 4-bedroom house. I was going to rent out the other three rooms to help pay for my mortgage. And then I met my wife and fell in love and all that shit.
Oh, so cute.
I'm just kidding, wife. So
she just
there she is. Okay. She's staring at me right now. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so this is one.
Heard me, baby. I said smartest decision I ever made. Love you too, baby.
Okay, so I'm 23. Same age you bought your house.
Same age I bought my house.
So I live in Northstone, right next to the ranch, like all that little area, right?
Great area.
Playground. I don't know. It's like 5.25. I'm so Eric does this. I don't spend money in like I'm wearing like jeans and for free, and this shirt it was a company right.
Same here.
But I will spend money on food, and there's so much good food up there. So I'm looking at buying.
How have we not been best friends before this?
I know food,
bourbon and food. That's where money should go. So.
Yeah, you're so
too young. You don't know it's
okay. And you're 52 minutes away from the freeway. A cop should get head in the So the minimum 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's about 800,000
in North Scottsdale. Yeah.
North Scottsdale. Can I afford it? I don't know. About the fill out your thing you sent me that. Nothing yet.
I can help you.
Would someone buy you want to buy? Or go into a little cheap area at a younger age, and equity, and then go maybe upgrade later down. I want to hear your opinion.
Always live below your is my opinion. So regardless of your financial situation, if you're making great money, you always want to buy something that in your first house that you're going to buy it's
exactly
into that knowing. So my first house. That's how old I am. Already established that fact, but here we go.
So,
yeah, 37, 85. So I was looking at houses, and again, this is right after. So I had a lot of options, many options.
Every home,
because everything was foreclosed or short sale or whatever. Right? So I mean, again, very different market than now.
Yeah.
But I knew I needed to buy, and so I was working and living in like Gilbert Mesa at the time.
Yeah.
And so I found a little condo in Mesa that was because again, I was a teller at the time when I bought my house, like 12 an hour, making 12 an hour, 40 hours a week, spending most of it on booze.
$1,000 this month on booze.
Yeah, just living the dream, right? Yeah. And so I got pre-qualified. I did what I was supposed to do. You get first, then I got with a realtor, and she started showing me homes in my price range, which were basically condos and townhouses.
Yeah.
And so
I like townhomes.
Well, and again, I was still single, and so my goal was to try to get big of a house as I could for what I could afford to rent out the rooms, because that's what I had just came from. So I've always been a big like understanding them and of certain situations. Yeah. So like I was living in this guy's house. It's funny because I grew up in Holbrook, Arizona. I started working at Wells. Yeah, Holbrook. It's about 3 hours north of here. It's a tiny little town, 5,000 people max. Maybe
Holbrook.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if
you ever watch Cars.
Yeah.
They lived in the traffic cones.
Yeah.
Based off in an actual place. Holbrook.
Yeah, that's my hometown. The Cone Motel, the Wigwam hotels, and that's what they're based off. So,
really?
So I
love land.
No,
it's a great place to Disney.
No, so the story
I think it was in vacation is greatest vacation.
It is, yeah. So the story of is like it was so 66 back, and this is well before my time. I'm not that fucking old, but
you sure?
Yeah, fuck you.
There's a little gray hair right there.
God damn. So Route 66 back today was like the hay, right? Like it was everybody about Route 66. It was a fun thing, and then they built the freeway, and it bypassed the town. And that's the story of Cars. That Holbrook is on like the main road in town is the original 66, where the Wigwam hotels are, a bunch of mom and pop shops.
She lives in Cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So,
I think Cars was made when I was born.
And then, oh God, this guy keeps coming. Fucking young jokes. They built the freeway, passed over the town, and then the town just kind of died after that. So it's just, but again, no, I love it. Like honestly, some of the best people in Holbrook, and I got nothing but good stuff to say about that town. But again, so that's where I'm from, and then knew I wanted to get there. I was a small town kid. I had big, and I knew I couldn't accomplish dreams being there. Yeah. And so got a job at the Wells Fargo Bank in town because I knew it would transfer me to Phoenix, which is where shit happens.
Oh, it's like LA nowadays, where it's like you can become a OF.
Again, a small town kid. They got this big city, Phoenix. It seemed to me. So that's where I started bank, and then I transferred out here, and I got a job. And my dentist, actually, one dental hygienists, had a son that was Mesa at the time, and had an extra room rent. And so they're like, yeah, he'll rent you a room for $500 a month, and you can just stay. Amazing. And I'm like, let's do that. And so I was living with that guy, and while I was living there, you know what? If this guy and there was people in that house besides him. So I was doing the math. I'm like, okay, $500 from me. He's getting $500 from me. I was like, that's $50 a month. His mortgage can't be more. Yeah. And so I did the math, and I figured out like, okay, so if I buy $200,000, I rent it out to 3 guys, I get to live rent free. Yeah. And so that's what I wanted to do, and I couldn't really. But I found this condo in Mesa. We were under contract. It was a short sale, and back then it was a little bit different. So short sales. This one in particular either had a first and second lien. Okay. So there were 2 banks involved.
Oh,
and then get the banks to agree on a price. And so they kept upping the price every month. And like finally I ended up just walking away from it. I was like, I canceled it out. I got my earnest money back. I don't want to deal with this. I was ready to call it quits. I'm like, you know what? I guess I'm not ready to buy a house. And so and then my realtor calls me, and she's, hey, there's this brand new development, homes pretty much ready to build. They're going to be in 3 months. They're brand new, 2,000 square feet, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, great houses, and they're $160,000. So I'm like, okay, I can afford that. Like, I was like, where's the house? And she's like, it's in Queen Creek. where the fuck is Queen Creek? Queen Creek, like idea where Queen Creek.
Cave
is.
Creek? No, Queen Creek. Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
what is Queen Creek?
I'm from Cave Creek. So
Oh, okay. So, and again, this is back in 2009. So it's now what is called Santan Valley. They didn't have Santan Valley back then. So there was these brand homes by Lennar. They were specs, but they were great. Like it was, they were super really open. Like I loved the floor plan. 2,000 square feet. That's huge. Huge. Like I was pumped.
Not bad size,
for 160,000, and because it was so far out there, it could qualify for Yay loan, which was a zero down. And then I got like, incentives through the builder and stuff. And so everything was just making sense. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. But then again, like, so to put it in perspective, do you know, so that house is off of Hunt Way and Gary in San Diego. He's not far away.
He's not of this area.
I drove an hour from here, and I never come down here.
So I have an hour to get here. It's another 45 minutes from where I am southeast. Way the hell out there. And so the realtor's driving me out to this place, like farms, right? This is before San Antonio.
You think you're getting kidnapped? Like, wow, that was a far drive.
Am I getting killed? Like, what is happening? Is this done with me and she's gonna come bury me? Like,
just leave peasants.
Yeah. I'm about to do. So like we go out to the middle where, and then there's this massive housing development in the middle, like between all these farms. And so but again, working in Mesa time. So when I could drive on Iron. I had a motorcycle back then too. So one stoplight from to the 60 from this big road. So I was just flying it. So I could drive to work in like 10 minutes every day. So I was like, you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice extra drive time to get at the house that I want so that I can rent it out. Like I said, the whole plan went to shit. And I ended up meeting my wife, and she moved in. We got married. It all worked out eventually. Again, when I sold that house, I probably tripled my money by the time they sold it, because Santan blew up.
That's insanely good.
Still blowing up.
I'm looking
it's not done blowing up.
I'm looking like Mesa and East, and then Desert Ridge West.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like such a small circle, and then goes. Yeah. I'm like, wow.
So 20 years ago, it was like the hot spot. That was like, you're going. There's nothing out there because it was so far from Phoenix and everything else.
Not anymore at all.
Not at all.
It's so much.
And it's happening to Santan and
Mormons.
And that's what. Oh my god. So much.
I think of Gombert like Mormons.
Yeah. Again, that was like at the time it was like far away. No one's ever going to buy out there. And Santan, same thing. From an investment standpoint, one of the smartest things I ever did. Because when I sold a house, I made enough money to buy this house.
I like it. Some investments. Obviously. The first time I contacted you was through your rental property in Pinetop.
Yeah.
You don't disclose it. You can tell me, how much do you make per year for a rental property after expenses, after everything? And we'd recommend doing a Pinetop like
absolutely. The numbers have to make sense. Pinetop is pretty diverse in price range. Especially right now.
I saw it was like 100 to like $1 million. I was like, yeah.
And again, I timed that one to be right as well. I bought that one in April of 2020 when COVID first hit. Nobody was buying because everybody was afraid. And that's honestly the best advice I can give. Do the opposite of what the general public said to do.
What's the rumor? Sell the news. The news.
Because the news cares about clicks and doom and gloom.
You told me, what is it?
If it bleeds,
it leads.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
journalism major.
No, honestly, like true. I got a text today about a news headline based on everything here. Like, she's like, we got this. I got this text. I said, this is one of 4 U.S. cities that's going to see similar to 08, according to.
So I'm renting right now. I really hope that's the case.
No. And look, posts it. Fox News, like again,
and they own Sachs out there
because they know people are gonna click on that shit.
Yeah.
It's not happening. And so what I said, I was like, since this video that have questions, it's me. She's a real estate agent.
Oh, that's wow. What a great.
Also one of my clients.
Also one of.
I love it.
So
I love it.
So my first year in more after I realized what an opportunity mortgage was in real estate.
It's the same.
My wife was working as like an assistant to some financial advisor back at Edward Jones. She was, you had to wake up at like 5 a.m. and drive out to Tempe every. She was killing her, $45,000 a year.
I don't like Tempe.
Right?
No, our friendship really because we lived together in Tempe, 2 minutes from campus.
Yeah.
And we both agree much it sucked.
It's terrible. Great college. Don't get me wrong. Great college. All the professors I've had, except the one professor, like you, but
I've
you
had
know who
some
you are.
really on Mill that people have told me about.
I
don't remember.
I got to Mill when they got their show.
Yeah. I don't actually any of those nights, but I've been told that I'm a really good time.
Those were the highlights of my days. I didn't.
We're Golden Mill spot.
Well, I wasn't because I didn't go to Tempe. I was at school. I was in journalism major, so I was Phoenix. But I was voters and half the go-go dancers, so they got to see cool stuff.
First time I experienced a Long Island down on Mill Avenue. Do you not remember
Lazy Q? Lazy Q.
Might have been in Lazy Q.
The pool hall.
It was bad. I was trashed.
I don't think I've ever been. I don't think I've ever had a Long Island.
It's because you're a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Man. You're not making dumb
Well,
decisions.
you're
like
very
Eric.
sophisticated, 23. That's why we clicked.
Yeah.
I'm 33.
That's why you can hang out with us.
Yeah.
30-year-olds here.
He stops me from a lot of my dumb mistakes. I'd say that for sure.
It's just I probably did something just as stupid, or there's a chance I did. Remember, I was so hammered.
Well, it was something today. I told him, I'm working this on Saturday. He goes, oh, it's a good decision. I go. I'm not gonna do it. What are you talking about? Wait.
Okay, yeah. But I'm a thinker. I'm a very big advocate. I have ADHD, so I have to really think about the thing that just pop in my head. But I don't just do. I have to really assess.
Yeah.
Did what I think is a good idea? Because if I go in, this could go really bad.
If we can ever get your head, man, you're gonna be dangerous.
Like, oh gosh, I'm 23. I'm 23 a lot of times. Like business decisions. Like I don't act 23.
We are 10 years apart, but
yeah,
I've never been closer to something.
You look 40, motherfucker. I'm just kidding.
Dude, okay, you've seen this beard. I tried growing it out. I went to my, do you think I can grow a beard? She goes,
You know what?
I was like,
I still can't grow.
Mine grew at 24, and you saw it at its prime.
24 next month.
So this is a lot of people shit. I'm not actually bald.
Hey, you can save so many. I paid $65 a month for a haircut.
I am choice. I have a full head. You can touch if you want, but
I'm good.
I got a full head. I shave it by choice. But the problem is what color my hair is.
It could be a silver fox, baby.
So the problem is when I try to grow my beard, it comes in clear right here, and then here.
I want to see it.
I grew it out during.
Hold
COVID,
on. If we get at least 5 likes on this video, get this going.
So there's hair there, but again, it can clear white hair, eyebrows, all here, and then reds. So dumb as shit.
Irish?
No, I'm Norwegian.
You Irish?
Viking.
I'm German.
I'm the Irish one here, and I don't got red hair.
The non-red hair
Half
between
red.
us. Yeah, I'm half red too.
I got Irish descent.
It's the half soul, right?
love it.
Half soul. Look it up.
HatchMan.com. Send for an inquiry. I am
The website.
Shameless plug.
Myself, because
Michael made the website.
If you need it, fleeksleek.com.
I see 500 tomorrow.
No one's in this anyway. We're literally at zero live viewers right
Well,
now.
I feel like
Who gives a shit?
one time say something in like 10 years down the road of this video, and be like, he says this, Mormons and Gombert.
You're ever gonna run for president? It's fine.
Actually, I thought my mom's is to be a mother at the White House. I don't know why I remember that clearly. She goes,
all right.
Malcolm, I need to be in it so I can live at the White House. I said, I'm moving to DC. Have you seen the traffic?
Yeah, D sounds terrible.
Sounds like a horrible decision.
I don't know much ghost.
Mom really wanted me to go after Dad. I'm like, Dad's a fighter. I can't be a badass. I'm sorry.
That's a sick job.
That's a dope job.
I don't know that I could do it either. So
you have to want it. Growing up, we can do. I can do a whole another like podcast just talking about like being a father's son. I'm just knowing the things, hearing what my anxiety partially comes from the stuff my dad told me, and I'm nervous about like good idea. And they go, "What's the worst? What's the worst that could happen?"
Another podcast with you, brother.
I heard so many stories. I heard so many stories of what the worst could happen.
I've heard too.
Dad and Papa's seen it.
All right, I'm getting a fire from here. You're going to be here, so it works out because my assistant that helps me with all my business shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
Her boyfriend is a firefighter, actually a captain.
I have so much respect for fires and
Oh.
the police officers. My brother's police officer. I'm like, geez, the things you go,
Right.
the stories.
My brother's a police officer too.
He does like game and like kid stuff. Oh,
Fine.
I don't know how he just strangle people.
No, for real. I would if I ever
Like-
went in on a bust and like were people that were in human sex trafficking, I would kill that in there. Like I know I couldn't.
There's some stories he's told. I'm
Because
like,
I would have
can't.
strength because
He's my barber. He's like, I don't know how he does it. I go,
honestly, anyone in that like firefighters, police officers, props to guys
EMT, nurses,
or
so much
EMTs,
respect.
nurses.
Back to first responders.
People that are in the shit like that is gig, like,
Yeah,
and they choose to be
it's
there,
not comfortable either.
Yeah.
and they don't get paid well. It's
What was it?
Those are the people that need to be running the country. Honest, like these are the people that are truly doing it because they care about other rituals.
Well, that's why I had to back up more. Like there's like Navy SEALs trying. And I go, yes,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, so they're the commanders. We can go so much in politics. We can get. But
Oh,
like,
Politics guy, but I do.
We can get in politics.
Yeah.
We got already. Let's go.
yeah, it was Mormons. Respect. Love you guys. You guys.
There's not limited.
Which you're probably not watching this episode.
This is a
But
these are refills, so we're just
Yeah,
rambling
exactly.
116 proof. So
Yeah, exactly.
I feel already.
And half about brand new when I started. Just so you guys know.
It was.
Yes, it was. What the fucking seal
Oh,
on
Jesus.
this thing. This
All right.
is-
My the part they don't get paid well was okay. I'm gonna do this so bad. I'm gonna say estimate 30% of Scottsdale police officers don't live
You think so?
because they get okay.
It's expensive.
It was told a number. I forgot. I think it was 7%. Don't Scottsdale because of how expensive it is.
Well, Scottsdale's very
Well,
expensive.
trust me, I live there.
but again, the bigger the risk, the bigger the return. Like, so come to live there.
Yeah.
If you're an owner, the values in Scottsdale are going to skyrocket.
So I know we're over an hour right now. What is one advice you would tell someone that's 6 years old? What position in their life they're now calling a new job to what I'm at right now, you or beyond. What would you say your 23, 24 would be if they want to make something of themselves?
Read books on what you want.
Can you
So
emphasize that?
Biggest advice is, there's so much free education out. Don't
University.
Don't get university thing. You don't have to pay money. You don't have to go into debt, go to college to learn shit. Like most of it, you can just learn from. So whatever it is you want in finance, real estate, photography, marketing, all for the people that have already been successful.
Mhm.
Most of those guys write books.
Oh yeah.
Buy the book, read that book.
What's
and
the
then
one
put
book
your
you'd
own
say?
spin on it. There's not just one. Book,
Oh,
man.
what's some book you've read?
this
Like,
is-
I love this one.
This
Like,
is
you're-
my whole
You're
problem.
asking the host.
Yeah, no, I love this. This guy's taking over.
I'm a great
I love
host.
this.
Trust me.
You're the guest.
So I do want to, because
Let's do it.
I'm not a fan of like favorite things. Like I legit do not a favorite food or a favorite whiskey.
Yep.
Well, you just told me your favorite whiskey. Whiskey was 2 different
I
ones.
said a go-to whiskey.
Okay.
Favorite whiskey.
Okay, asterisk. Sorry.
Because there's so many things that you can try in this world. And you don't have to pick one.
Yeah.
So don't get bogged down on the fact that you need to decide, especially when you're 16 or 18 or even 21. Like you're not going to know what your future is.
16. I was 16 years old, so it was fun.
Oh, dude, 16 was
I'm gonna
great.
drive the first time by
Some of the
myself. I
best
was
years of my
freaking
life.
out.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
16, man. Because like for me, I'm a super independent person. And being able to drive by myself was like a game changer.
I
for me. I'm like,
freaked
"Oh,
out.
Really? Really?
First time I drove. I was driving. I was
so
like, I remember myself.
excited.
I remember I lived in Bowlers Resort area.
Yeah.
So I was driving down. There was a huge rock in the rock. I was like, "We're good." Minute.
Yeah, no, there's something with me that's just something wrong with me where I lean into dames. Like it's just I like that stuff.
Makes rides like at 21 years old, make 23. Makes sense.
But no, so don't feel limited because we live in such a time where literally anything that you want to do, can do. You can monetize it to where you can be happy. And I'm not, and I will be the first person to say that money and making money truly not happiness. And I didn't believe that for a lot of years. But I can tell you
freedom. That's the most
freedom and are the most valuable currencies that there are.
I hate money. I like seeing other people's success. Yeah, what we do.
And money does allow you to do things. So I'll give you that. But
buy a house in Pakistan, I love.
Yeah. It allows you to make some extra money, but doesn't buy happiness itself. So what brings you joy and brings you joy can also help other people.
Yep.
That's like the trick version, it makes it better. If you can help people and be happy doing it and find a way to make money doing it,
it's perfect.
That's the perfect storm
there. Do you love you make money? Wow, I can do this and make this.
But you and there's no idea that's not like you can literally take the idea and monetize it and help people and just live your, and that's what brings joy is just how like me, I do these, again, me as a 20 in a box. I don't know why. Again, here I am 15 years later, I can tell you it's one of the smartest decisions I ever did. If I had bought that house, I wouldn't have made when I sold it, that to be able to do that I needed to do on this.
Buy this house.
So I bought this house in 2019. So I stayed.
It's pretty recent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I was in my first house I was there for 10 years.
So if you're not going to buy a house, you're not going to live there for 7 to 10 years.
Absolutely. Well, and data that goes through there are so I have a right now. I had lunch with her earlier. It was pretty cool.
For lunch.
Yeah, she was single girl. She's trying to break into the investing thing, but doesn't have a lot of cash.
Okay.
And so
hard to invest at that point. Yeah.
It's tough to invest when you don't have a lot of liquid cash.
It's great into yourself doing certain things, but yes.
But owner, and she bought in 2020, which means she's sitting on a fuck to equity.
You think? somebody sorry to tell you after this.
So this simple lunch. So she's like, how do I get an investor? I don't 20% down. How do I first investment property? I'm like, you're like you've been for almost 3 years now. Turn that house into a rental, buy a new primary.
Yeah.
Ideally 2 to 4 unit property, because rent out. So like one of the smartest clients I ever had, literally a Mexican immigrant, didn't speak a lick of English, worked at a cow farm inseminating. Like that's a rough job.
That's a rough job.
He bought a fourplex, and he bought it. Let's see. This was one of my first few years.
I hear about fourplex every other day.
Oh my god!
It's the first because you live in one and you rent out the 3. It's technically your first home buyer.
Money. So that's what he did.
Sorry, Gilly, we're buying a fourplex.
You stole my thunder. That's what he did. He bought a fourplex. So again, as the mortgage advisor, I pre-qualified him for the total purchase price of that. So let's just say I don't even remember what it was, but let's just say his mortgage was $2,000.
Yeah,
it's a fourplex. Each of those units rented out for $1,000. $1,000 a month rent is a fucking unicorn. You can't find that anywhere.
No, you can't. I paid 22.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if he lives in one, mortgage is $2,000 a month, and he rents all the other 3 units out for $1,000 a piece. He's profiting $1,000 a month to live in his own goddamn.
It's a great day,
right?
It's a great day.
How
he put down?
It was down payment assistance, DPA loan. He was zero out of pocket.
What was the fourplex? What was it?
I want to say it was like $300K.
This
was a long time. It was in Mesa. But again, those opportunities, the dollar amounts may be different, but that's the whole thing. Everybody cares about interest. Everybody talks shit about rates are high. It all comes down to dollars in, dollars out.
Yeah.
That's the thing that matters, regardless of anything else. If you can put $3 into something and make $4,000, do that times 10.
Well, you heard it here.
You heard it here. So, guys, this is probably the longest podcast I've had. So far.
Oh, I have some more questions.
So
I think. Well, should we keep going or should we end?
No, let's go.
Oh, I have so many questions.
Yes. Okay.
Well, you are the guest. So I would like to hear more answers from you of some questions.
Go for it.
So the majority of the audience is real estate agents. What am I correct?
Correct. Yeah.
What is some advice when it comes to social media, doing their ads, maybe web? Give some advice that started to help them get their name out there, because it is kind of a cutthroat industry.
It very much a cutthroat industry, and said in the beginning about commission-based jobs. You're very much eating shit for next years, and that's how it is. Establish yourself as the infield. That's the biggest thing you want to figure out. The way you do that is before we touch anything. I have come to me and goes, I want to do this. I want leads. Like, cool, you can't do leads if you have a bad website. If you have a really bad website, that is your salesperson. It doesn't have $25,000 for a website, because that's absurd, but maybe go onto Wix or Squarespace just in the beginning. And there's web designers and web developers there. But make a website that really showcases what your niche is. If you sell homes into single pregnant people, go after people in Gombert or single pregnant people, because if you have your niche, they're going to know other people that have the same exact. Have a website, have that proof, have those things, have your listings, have your MLS feed on your website. That's going to make a huge difference. Now is your Google business profile, known as Google My Business. They shit about last year. Put your products and services. Have all your people make reviews. Make a review. Have your system make fake Google accounts and make a review. I'm not saying to do that. Do it. I did it yesterday. Not for my own product, for someone else. It's like, because people are going to look you up.
I'm going to mark this time. That's going to be a great short video right here.
Exactly. Your Google.
I have so many clips on now.
My brain's going to mile.
I'm doing right now.
Some preaches Google Business profile because there's no money in it. There's really no money. We charge $200. I'll tell you, $2 a month to do Google Business. It's a talk we offer.
So cheap.
It's effective.
Dude, Google is number one search engine on the internet.
YouTube's
fucking number one.
Yeah.
And YouTube is second. That's why this is live streaming on YouTube right now, because it's the second largest search besides Google. So if you're not on Google as a business owner, real estate agent, as an entrepreneur,
and you'll hear SEO. SEO is very difficult. Trust me, we do it. And one of my greatest friends do for a living. He will tell you the fastest way to grow is to Google business. If you say, I want to rank for my name, right?
Get some water for you, bro.
I want to rank 23 all week.
Google old man.
I'm gonna say GBP because I keep saying Google business profile. GBP. If you optimize it correctly, and you post on it consistently, just like you do Facebook and Instagram, you can post on there. Same exact thing. Those keywords will help you. If you serve quesadillas, yes, quesadillas.
He's fluent in Spanish.
Yes.
Quesadillas. Who said quesadillas? It was Marsha. So ever since quesadillas. If you post on your products and services, if you do single home families, you use something like that, go after it. Post on your products and services, because it's the best way to rank for it. Those are the two things I would say. And then also post knowledge, because like we tell people exactly,
give it for free
for courses or anything. I'm going to post all my secrets online. I'll give you the COP. I told you on this podcast. COP. It's one of our. I made everything. It's worked. Proven.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you try it yourself, you're not going to do well.
Exactly.
Done. No. Hundreds of people that have tried. It's like there's a certain way to do it. You need heat maps or something to have like click through rate. Those types of things will make push through. Just if it's your phone,
the work, yeah.
No, those come with the work.
The same advice when it comes to content.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with immigrant. If you don't have the budget, or you don't what your budget's gonna be, and you feel like you want to do it yourself a little bit. Understand what the market is. Understand all the different types of content you can do. And once you it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, and you want someone else to do it for you. You really see it go else, but you can't hire someone else that can do it.
Yeah. There's a patience and persistence aspect. Patience aspect. There's a 7,000 camera over there. But everyone has a fucking iPhone.
Yep.
And matter of fact, steal your iPhone, get a ring light that's like $30 an hour. Start making content. If you don't like this, trust me, you're not gonna like it. I'll tell you right now, you're not gonna like it. Do it for 60 days.
It's gonna suck.
Do it. It's gonna make a huge difference.
Absolutely. No. So what I was gonna is honestly. I'm no problem sharing all of my secrets and you to be successful because I know 90% of people that hear it aren't gonna fucking do it.
Facts.
Straight up. Like because it's not that quick easy dollar. Mm-hmm. Again, like I can show you all the shit that I've done so many like trial and error things, and I've screwed up a whole bunch.
I'd love to show when I came in.
Yeah.
That we were making. But also know what we were doing. We didn't know no idea. We didn't know where it was going to go. Absolutely. You need patient. You need to be willing to pay for it though.
Yes.
That's my thing.
So that's the whole. So you can only go so far on your own. Anybody that's in any sort of like you played football. Yeah. You've been in competitive sports. If you trained every single day by yourself, and again, regardless of how talented, it could be the fucking of football or basketball. I don't know sports. All right, I don't know.
Tennis, wiffle ball. Hey, let's go.
Ping pong. But no, like you can only go far on your own. Yeah. So one of the biggest learn for me as an individual was when I hired somebody, and that was for me because I'm such a arrogant fucking asshole. I feel like I have to do it all on my own, and I'm like, I don't, buddy.
You're my favorite asshole.
But when I actually paid money and hired somebody to show me that is done when trying to, it was a game changer for me. Works in literally any. And you coming from sports, understand that probably more than anyone. Your coach.
I have 3 different coaches.
What a good coach is and what a shitty coach is.
Yeah.
It changes everything. The work that you put into it. Having a coach makes all the difference. We want to talk, then we get into editing. Finally decided to just fucking buy and hire an editor, start paying money for it. The content. I've been doing content on social media around mortgages for 5 years.
Damn.
5 years. 5 years. The uptick I've seen is when I finally bit the bullet and hired this guy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Did it happen immediately? Of course it didn't, because I had intent to begin with. And again, we were figuring out together. But again, hiring somebody in the money, it really does take a level.
Trial and error is the key.
Trial and error. But again, hiring a coach, doing those sort of things that you have to take it back and be like, you know what? I need a little bit of help. How talented and how good you are. I don't care if you're top real estate agent, the top fucking quack, whatever it is. Everybody needs a coach to help them get to that next level.
What's the second opinion? That's a big aspect. Like before I send a video, like I do videos once in a while.
Yeah.
I sent it out. I'm like, I would think of this. Do you put warp on? Yeah, he goes, get off. I call him, makes it like, get out of there. Like we did a video with the Pepsi for Super Bowl. Him, he's like, he puts the list. Go, yeah, he goes, no, take off. I was like, all right, cool. I said out, it did well.
Absolutely.
Like, that's how it is. Like, if you guys want coaching services, do it for $29,000.
Right.
Back and forth in coaches. I'll get your ass to it. Right. Some coaches out there, complete scams.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's some that actually really. I always like going after guys that are
like, in real estate and mortgage. There's so many dudes out there. Like, yeah, 39 years ago, I was a top. All right, what are you doing today?
The biggest thing I was told is so the guy that does medical device sales. Dude's name is Jacob McLaughlin. Dude kills it. Still does sales today and teaches other people how to do it in their industry.
That's
like,
rare.
Like, it's true. It is. You go to medical sales college, you pay $30 to learn nothing, right? Because they're going to teach you when they hire you.
Absolutely.
So it's like trust someone that still does what they're doing. So I can be like, oh yeah, I did content, and I saw. Well, you're not knowing what's going on.
Absolutely,
you have no clue what's going on. It changes every 3-4 weeks.
Big hack I can tell for anyone that's trying at whatever level in any industry, whatever you're trying to do. Talk to someone that's already done it, and have them become your mentor. Like that's one of the easiest. So like me as a mortgage loan, I'm trying. Like my biggest goal is I'm trying to $100 million a year in volume. trying to get to.
Yeah.
So what am I doing? I'm people that are already $100 million producers and asking them what they're doing.
Yeah.
They can do it. I can do it.
Well, some reinventing the wheel. Absolutely, we do with processing. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just
absolutely. It's all about optimization and just find the right people and doing the right things. And again, what it is, find someone that's already doing it and ask them.
Like I asked this 17-year-olds, I don't know, should I go to college or should I not? I'm like, what's you gonna do? He goes, oh no, it's like go to fucking college.
Absolutely. Then go to
find it out.
Absolutely.
College is interesting, like a step between high school, like your parents are cooking your food and making everything. Oh, here's financial freedom. We're not financial. Here's what was it called?
Opportunity.
Oh, it was newfound freedom. When we got to ASU, we sat down in a lecture hall. Hi guys, this is a newfound freedom. Let me tell you what all the people had. And then
we never had the luxury when you were on the football team.
Oh, it was sexual assault. Make your phones away. Put in the corner. So it's a whole different thing. That's something I should tell you about.
This is good.
But it's like I think college is great stuff the first 2 years, and then once you kind of know what you want to do from there.
I agree.
That's my.
That or community college.
Community college is a great idea.
I did community college after graduation.
So did I.
He did it because I knew what I wanted to do, but to get the prereqs out, I just went to community college. Up the street, a lot cheaper, a lot easier, a lot.
I guarantee you never even heard of the community college I went to.
What is it?
Northland Pioneer College.
Wait, hold on, I drove by it.
So the reason why I went to NPC is because my dad was employee of the company and I got to go for free.
We'll also look at community college, 4-year college. Yes. In the first 2 years, I didn't learn anything about I didn't know my major until for a second year.
Me either.
Yep, I did. Well, that's what I did. I went to community college first and transferred over to ASU.
I did business. Such a wide range.
I look back. Someone asked me what was my major. I didn't know what my major was. I knew it was something in business. I went to the WP Carey School, but I look back. It was sports marketing.
What positions did you play?
I was a tight end and long snapper.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. So you hit people.
It's a great
position.
Catch football. Yeah.
Well, and you follow your leg as long snapper.
It's the most versatile position. Yeah.
I think it was great. I think I was super cool. Devastated when I left.
I bet. Yeah, your whole life.
What was identity?
Yeah.
Video coming out about that
next
month.
Had goals for the NFL.
Long snapper. I wanted to do NFL. But I realized there's only 32 teams.
Okay.
Most long snappers I knew were there for 10 years. They trust you. So it's like it's very difficult. I love football so much. I learned a lot about business and stuff because I had a good mind outside. I was playing with I was the top for JV in high school. And so I had to really promote myself. And I was from junior and JV. I didn't play a single down in varsity year.
Really?
And I had 4 offers of NAIA and D3. I got for a walk on ASU. I was
so that's up in ASU.
Yeah, that's how I went. That's how I went up there. So it's I had Oregon State for walking ASU. I'm I ain't going to Oregon State.
I have a buddy that played Oregon State. Yeah, Mark Asper.
No, yeah.
He was defense. He's a.
Oh jeez, the guys that play in defense.
He's like 6'8".
Vernell. I remember that. Huge. Gosh. Okay. Yeah, I felt swallowed, but big guys. Yes,
he actually played Bills too. So he
love the.
Yeah, he played for the Ducks out in Oregon.
Okay.
And he played college there, and then he went to got his first over at the Bills. And I think he's not playing anymore. But
I'm a Bills fan.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. My dad's side out of Buffalo. Yeah, it was interesting because I was looking at it and I asked a question. It was how do you go from football to a tech?
Right.
I was I was a tech boy before I went to football. And so it was I was there, I'm photographers, all the videographers. That's what I knew. Yeah. But I was a big guy, you can see a large man, and I was big enough to go do something.
Yeah.
And it's all the back end guys, photographers, and I just kind of learn the industry. I was this is cool.
Yeah.
More than my own position was probably when I left. Oops. But yeah, it was cool. So I realized we could run a team, a successful like
Team's
industry.
a big part of it. So
Bigger. Like it was just yourself. Like you can get to 6 figures by yourself, but you want to get past that. You gotta bring a team.
That's my whole thing, man. It's like, because again, I'm a fiercely independent individual. Like I was one of those, like right when I turned 8, graduated high school, I'm like, I want out of my house. I want to be on my own. I want to put everything in my own name. Like
my mom says
it was so important to me. So like right when I moved, I changed my cell phone service in my own name. I made sure that the apartment I was in my own name, got my own bank account, like house, it was in my name only. Like that was so important to me, and like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like it's just all personal preference. But
I love it.
yeah.
Cut the short because I got to use bathroom.
No, yeah, we're coming up on an hour and a half here, so we should end this thing.
Yes. Please plug for you, Michael, as happy hour.
Give your plug here.
My name's Michael Gombert Jr. You can find me at Michael Gombert everywhere except TikTok, which is the Gombert. I don't know how I got my name because I was very early into it, but that's you can find me.
I can type it in.
If you MICAELGOBERT. Go michaelgombert.com/links. You will find anything from Fleek or Digital to process there as well. So you also contact me. Go to my email.
I love Fleek.
FLEEK SLEEK. It is feet. I will tell it is Fleek Sleek. FLEEK. Yeah, I want to check out Nick Hires podcast. I explain how we came up with the name. It's a very fun name.
There it is.
Oh wow! There was no space in between it.
Oh my bad.
I think the L is space in it though. So legally,
I'm gonna edit it. Hang on. There we go.
I love that. What is it?
Boom. StreamYard, yeah, it's a great platform, for any sort of live streaming or anything.
Love it.
All right, guys.
Jack Daniels.
I appreciate you taking over our podcast, man. This was great. So. But no,
I got questions.
This has been good. So everybody, cheers.
Yes, sir. We have empty glass.
Cheers, Nancy.
Okay. Bad luck. You want a little bit of the
get the good shit. Get the good shit. Sign off. All three of us. So shameless plug for my man Michael Gombert here. Thank you,
sir.
Eric, Half Soul. Yeah, check him out, and appreciate you for us hanging out with Happy Hour with HatchMan. High proof. That's how we roll.
Cheers,
guys.